this offense and this team needed this game badly. One Royal Way back at it here on Kansas City Sports Network. I'm Joel Penfield. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, rate, review, subscribe on all platforms, audio and video. And hit those notification bells so you know when these episodes go up. Talking to you all about 5 minutes after the game on Tuesday night ended. First game of the 6-game roadie between the Rangers and the Padres. The Royals got a win. They get off the schneid, end the 6-game losing streak. And play a pretty good game tonight. 6-1 win. We'll talk about that. Seth Lugo was great. The offense got going. Salvi had a great game. Obviously hit those. Talk a little bit about Jac Caglianone. A tougher game today. 2 strikeouts. Just hasn't quite come together for him. But I do want to. I'll spend some time maybe talking to people off the ledge that are wanting to raise some red flags and be concerned. I am not, as I mentioned the other night. So I'll be sure to talk about that a little bit, and we'll preview the next 2 games. This show, as always, brought to you by Emprise Bank, member FDIC, our partners in possible here at Kansas City Sports Network and on the One Royal Way podcast. We can't thank them enough for their support. So as I mentioned, a 6-1 win tonight. The offense broke out early, got a 3-spot off Jack Leiter in the first inning, and then Seth Lugo to shut it down from there. That 3 would have been enough tonight. They were fantastic. He was fantastic in this game. Racked up 9 strikeouts, only 1 walk. He up the 1 run there in the middle innings, but really there was no other major threat to his outing. 6th inning, he gives up a walk and a single, but that was about it. There wasn't a lot there. Only 2 hard hit balls against him all game long. 96 pitches in 6 innings. The ERA is now back down to 3.05. That's about what it was coming into this game. So back on track after the IL stint there. A heavy curveball outing for him in this game. Of the 96 pitches, he threw 42 were fastball curveball, and he had it working. Of those 21 curveballs, he surprisingly no whiffs on it. He had 14 swings and misses in this game, and it kind of scatters between a couple of his fastballs and a couple of his breaking balls. The slow curve, that ephus curve that he throws, slurve, the changeup. So he was able to kind of mix and match, as we know Seth Lugo does. And he had those guys off balance and really didn't hit the curveball hard if it was in the zone. It was at times kind of a show me pitch for him, like just an early count, get me over, and then work the fastballs in later in. So he and Brian Sweeney had a really good game plan this one. Salvi was rock solid behind the plate in this one. But that was the start they needed. They needed that one badly because the last couple of turns through the rotation in a couple of spots were not great. Obviously, Noah Cameron and Bubic got blown up against the Yankees. Walker was not great against the A's. Lorenzen was okay. Noah Cameron then kind of bounced back, turned in a great start on Sunday, but we haven't seen it, with any sort of consistency over the last week or so. And Lugo gets you back there after he had a pretty good outing over the previous week against Chicago. So you take those, and it was a start that they needed pretty badly, and he was able to give it to them. So major credit to Lugo for the start here. Like I talked about, the offense broke out in this one. It was a hot start in Texas there. You get a Bobby double in the first inning, and then immediately Michael hits like this Baltimore chop 2-hopper that just had eyes through the grass, and I think that got things going a little bit. Just personally for me, I was like, oh, okay, because we've seen this offense do a lot of, despite some results, hit balls hard right at people, and just some batted ball luck just has not gotten their way in some aspects, and we've seen 50 hoppers get through for the opponent. It's like, God dog it, can some of that luck come back the other way? And it did there. And I think that was a sigh of relief. They get some runs early, get a hit with runners in scoring position early in this one. Vinny hits a 413-foot fly out to dead center. If he pulls that, I mean, it's way gone. So that's some tough luck there. But then Salvi turns right around, and Apo Taco and you got a 3-0 lead. And found the power a little bit there to right field. They had a beat on Jack Leiter in this game. Even the outs were incredibly loud in this game. They had hard hit balls. That's anything over 95. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it was 11 if I'm looking at this right. 11 hard hit balls over 95. And there were a lot of 100 miles an hour. Mike Hell hit another one in this game. It was like 108. And it was a line drive right at Wyatt Langford. Bobby hit one of those. Isbell got robbed once. So they really were able to get things going offensively, hitting the ball hard, and they had a good game plan against it. And to spend more time on Salvador Perez, 3 for 4 in this game. He had the 2 home runs, multi-home run game, the most multi-home run games in franchise history. He passed George Brett with his 18th. And that, again, it was another hit with runners in scoring position. Vinny stole second base, and then Salvi comes up, doubles on a line drive, and he's able to score on that. And at that point, it's 4-0. You're pretty well in cruise control in that game, and so you're feeling good there. Bobby gets rolling a little bit with he has the double. He hits a home run on a line, 110 off the bat. It's a no doubter, 30 out of 30, but I mean, he hit that thing on a rope. Maybe he's going to get going a little bit. He has the 2 hits on Sunday against the A's. One of those big our runners in scoring position moment, and then he's able to kind of find the power a little bit. Only his 9th of the year, but if he's going to get going a little bit, you feel a little better about where the offense is at. And then Salvi comes up again, he leads off the 6th inning, and duck hooks a ball down the left field line and puts the game out of reach right there. It's 6-1. It's another one off a Leiter. They lit him up, if you want to, say that. Terrible attempt at a pun. This offense and this team needed this game badly. Obviously, what we saw last week was abysmal in multiple areas, unacceptable, and the team has said so itself. So that's not just my opinion; that's theirs as well. And I kind of wondered, okay, what are you made of? We talked about that on Sunday. I talked about that the previous series, and against the Yankees, like, okay, you got the A's coming in town. What are you made of? Are you able to bounce back? And they were not. Okay, now really, what are you made of? That you are on the mat, the ref is counting. Are you able to get up? Maybe they're able to get up. The Texas is a very good team on the pitching staff. They're kind of like the Royals in a lot of ways. Like offensively, they have struggled for most of the year. They've dealt with some more injuries than the Royals have in the starting lineup, but they can pitch their ass off. I mean, they have pretty much all year. DeGrom, Evaldi, Leiter has been really good in spots. Obviously not today, but previous to this. Kumar Rocker's been kind of up and down, but the stuff is really good. Tyler Mahle, before he went on the shelf, had been one of the best pitchers in baseball. So this team can pitch. This was going to be a really tough test for this team offensively, and they came in, really good game plan, hit the ball hard, attack the fastball from Leiter, and you're able to see the results of it. They kind of quieted at the end. Shout out to the Bouchley, I think it is. And he gave them 3 1/3, just yeoman's work out of the bullpen. So if you wanted to, kind of look at the other side of this, like they weren't able to cash in and get further into the bullpen for the Rangers. It was just Leiter and Bouchley. That was it. So that is one thing to note, that yes, the offense did go, but they weren't able to get into that bullpen further. And they also let Leiter get into the 6th inning when he had gotten lit up most of the game, and he wasn't fooling anyone. How many strikeouts did he have? I don't think he had more than a couple. He had 4 strikeouts. I know at one point, I think it was in the 4th inning, he had 1. So, but only 4 strikeouts in 5 2/3. I think one of those was Cags. But an encouraging performance. Now we want to see them stack these, because we've not been fooled by it. It's maybe a little mean, but we have seen this before where they have kind of broken out, gotten some crooked numbers, put up some runs offensively, and won games like this, and then they lay an egg the next 3 games. So what are they going to be able to do tomorrow? Are they going to be able to stack this? Is this going to be the start of, okay, we had that players only, we laid an egg on Sunday, flight to Dallas, let's see if we can get things going. And they started things off on the right foot. I just want to see if they can continue to do it before I truly buy back in. But winning cures a lot of this. Winning boosts morale. We talked about that on Sunday as well. It's not the other way around. So not only did you win, you broke out offensively a little bit. Two of your best and most important hitters, got off the Schneider power-wise, hit a couple of home runs. Lugo pitched really well. It was a great, complete team win. And we'll see if they're going to be able to stack it for the next couple of days and continue to get back in the win column and keep themselves in it, because they're still in it, 300, 500, but they're still right there in the wild card. Everything's still in front of them. So we'll see if they're going to be able to stack some wins here. We will take a quick break, talk about Caglianone a little bit, and then preview the next two games right after this.
Looking for tickets for your next event? Tickets for Less is your #1 source. Save big on every purchase when you use promo code KCSN at ticketsforless.com.
Success in real estate takes more than vision. It takes the right financial partner. When someone takes something rundown and turns it into something great, that's called a comeback story, like Brain Group. They take distressed properties here in KC, completely rework them, and then turn them into valuable real estate. But that kind of work needs the right bank behind it. Enter Emprise Bank. They're not about cookie-cutter loans. They saw Brain Group's vision, backed them, and now they're making big moves in Kansas City real estate. Talk about your partner in possible. Emprise doesn't do one-size-fits-all financing. They invest in potential and back growth. Visit emprisebank.com/KC to learn more. Emprise Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Folks, it's playoff time, and if you're still just watching the games, then you're missing out. With Pick 6 from DraftKings, you can turn your hoops knowledge into real cash. Just make your picks, track your score, and if you hit all 6, you're looking at bigger payouts than Prize Picks flex plays. Nobody's dropping better payouts than Pick 6. Hit 6 picks, and that's 25 times your cash. And if you beat your competition, you could be looking at a 500 times bag in your pocket. And right now, new customers can get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry. Here's what you got to do. The playoffs are on, so why not take a shot at making a little money while you're watching? Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app right now and use code KCSN. That's code KCSN to play $5 and get $50 in bonus picks. Better payouts, bigger wins, only on Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdictions. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button on all platforms. I appreciate everyone hanging out. One of the things that I've seen kind of floated around, but I've seen people talking about it. I think people are ready to see Jac Caglianone break out. And I understand, right? They brought him up from AAA, not in a rush, but certainly he kind of beat the level, was beating minor league baseball, and he needed to be up in the pros. But it has not quite gone his way thus far. The slash after tonight is 196, 212, 235, which is a very paltry 16 weighted runs created plus, 23% strikeout rate, which is honestly fine. I'm not worried about that number very much. The 2% walk rate, I'd like to see that bump up a little bit. But I've seen people concerned that, maybe he was rushed, or maybe the approach is just, untenable, and he's not going to be able to figure this out. He's swinging and missing. He's chasing, not doing the things that we saw him have success with in the minor, hitting for power, only a couple extra base hits, a lot of singles, but still the hard hit balls that have come. But I just want everyone to understand that part of the reason why they brought Jac Caglianone up and what I think it is, there wasn't going to be much for him to learn at AAA for a couple of reasons. One, he was still, like, a lot of the swing and miss in the chase that we see in the big leagues, he was still doing in double and AAA. And part of the reason why he stayed in AAA so long is like his chase rate was worse than Salvi's is at the big leagues right now. Salvi chase is like 40%. So that was something we always knew this was going to be a thing. Like Cags is going to swing a lot and he's going to chase. It's just a matter of reining it into a manageable level in the big leagues. And that's part of what he's having to figure out. Why he's not in AAA, and because why he's not, in my opinion, and why I think this is where he's going to have to figure stuff out, is he was still going to have this amount of chase and this amount of swing and quantity of swings at AAA. The difference is the pitching is so much worse. He was still going to have success and hit the ball all over the place, hit for a high average, hit for power, and do all of the same things he's doing right now. He's just getting got because the pitching at the big league level is so high level, and he is being, pitchers are exploiting that chase and swing and miss. There wasn't going to be anything for him to learn sitting in AAA. He almost would have been a victim of his own success, because he still would have been hitting the ball hard, which he's still doing now. He was still going to swing and miss, which he's doing now, and he's still going to chase the ball out of the zone, which he's still doing right now. But he would be doing it with a lot more hits, a higher batting average, and a higher slug, because he would, when they would actually get him in the zone, he'd crush it. So right now you're seeing him he's not getting as many pitches in the zone. He's kind of in between. But some of that is just learning at the big league level. And that's where he's going to have to figure this out, because it wasn't going to happen in AAA. My buddy Alex Duvall had to put it in a little more better words. He said, and just to read off the tweet, he said, "This is why he had to come up. It sucks to watch him struggle, but he was crushing those pitches in Omaha. There was no need for adjustments. Now he's learning why and how you make adjustments on the fly at the highest level. This will be good for him long term, because he has to figure it out here, and he's going to. I think there's been enough encouraging signs from him, in my opinion, that shows he can make adjustments. It's just, I think there is a certain amount of searching and pressing a little bit, and kind of being in between pitches, because he's gotten fastballs in the zone that I watched him tee off on in AAA, and he can't quite pull the trigger because he's in between. That happens to all rookies. We've seen rookies this year that were kind of fast-tracked guys. Nick Kurtz for the A's, who we just saw over the weekend, he was having similar struggles, if not worse, than what Cags was dealing with for his first 20 some odd games. And then the light bulb went off, right? Cam Smith with the Astros made the big league club, only played a half season of minor league ball. I don't even maybe got to Double-A, if that. And it took him about 3 weeks to a month to really get comfortable. So it takes time. I think we kind of lose sight of that when we think about the talent, right, of a guy like this. I'm going to go and look up Bobby Witt Jr.'s stats here real quick, because I remember Bobby was not good his first month. It took him a while to really get going. And he really didn't find it, quote unquote, until halfway, June of his second year. So as we talked about with Bobby on this show, during that time, if you're a long time listener, development is not linear. It takes time for everybody. Not everyone is a Juan Soto that comes up and just lights the world on fire right away. Not everyone is a Ronald Acuna type. Sometimes it takes a little bit for guys to kind of figure it out. Jac Caglianone has now played in, I find the amount of games. I want to say that it's 13 games. So he's played in 13 games. Let's find Bobby's 13th. Let's go there. So through 13 games. So through that many games, Bobby Witt Jr. was slashing a .184, 216, 286 as a 501 OPS. So there, and striking out as much, and he has the same amount of walks. So all that to say is Bobby Witt Jr. turned out to be a pretty damn good player. It takes time. He at this point, he didn't have a home run either. He'd only had 4 RBIs to that point. So a lot of similarities. And there were some similarities with Bobby coming out too. Like Bobby swung a lot. Bobby chased a lot. Those were the things he had to learn. And Bobby still chases a little more than you like, but the hit tool and the field to hit is so elite that it kind of makes up for it. Cags has similar qualities. The hit tool's not as good as Bobby's, but it is above average. It's a good, the guy can put the bat on the ball and make contact and hit the ball hard. We've seen that time and time again. Oftentimes just some of those hard hit balls are right at people, unfortunately. So it's a learning process, but I am not concerned about him at this point. It's just a matter of how soon can he make these adjustments. And you have to do it on the fly in the big leagues because it's ever changing. And once he starts to make adjustments, the pitchers are going to adjust back. And that's the cat and mouse that he's going to have to learn. So we'll see. But I'm still excited for what he's going to do. His first home run, I have a feeling he's going to be 440 feet. It's going to be freaking awesome. So we'll see how that goes, as we continue to progress here. I'll go ahead and get out of here with this. We'll go and preview the pitching matchups over the next couple of games here because I think they were TBD when we talked on Sunday. So let's see what we got here if they have announced them. Okay, so it's going to be Chris Bubich against Patrick Corbin, who's kind of revitalized his career a little bit with Texas. He had been awful after the World Series year for the Nationals. Kind of picked things back up, 3.66 ERA. So be a lefty. And I know I just talked about this, about Caglianone, and how I'm not concerned. And it's going to be fine. With this being a lefty, kind of spins the ball quite a bit, relies on a lot of chase. This could be an opportunity to give him a day off, or at least like a not in the lineup and then pinch it late. It could be something to watch for. I don't think they would do that because they've kind of thrown him to the wolves, which is the best thing for him. But it could be an opportunity for him to just take a reset and go from there. And then Thursday, still to be determined, but it is going to be Michael Wacha for the Royals. Chris Bubich, we'll see if he can bounce. He bounces back and how he bounces back from getting roughed up by the Yankees. Really, it was just that one inning. It was the second inning that was brutal, and then he settled in for 5 after that. But we'll see if he's able to continue to stack these really solid outings. If they're able to get to Patrick Corbin and let Patrick Corbin be the Patrick Corbin we've seen from years past. See how infectious the hitting is. Got into some power a little bit today with Bobby and Salvi. And we'll see what they have in them. I'm excited to see if they're able to take what they did today and turn it into tomorrow. Like they've talked about before. Like, hey, this was great. And the win today is awesome, but we got to go win a ball game tomorrow. It's easier to turn the page that way when you're winning games. So we'll see if they're able to take that mentality into tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for listening. As I mentioned at the beginning, like, rate, review, subscribe on all platforms. That helps grow this channel and helps it see more people on the YouTube side and on the audio side as well. Helps more people find this and find this community. And be sure to hit those notification bells, when these episodes go up, so you will see it when it goes up on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every single week. Thank you guys very much. We will talk after the Rangers series, 8:30 Central, live on YouTube, or you'll see it first thing Friday morning if you're an audio listener. Toast game to Salvador Perez, brought to you by Holiday Distillery. And I will talk to you guys on Thursday.